Any of you lot still watching TV? I mean traditional TV, terrestrial TV, your channels. Genuinely, I think I stopped watching TV in around 2010 or maybe 2011, before I went to university, definitely. And obviously there's so many reasons for this, and we'll talk about a lot of these. The rise of streaming services, the nonsense that is the TV license that still exists, and mainly YouTube, how you got addicted to YouTube. But I am preaching to the converted here, aren't I? Because I'm sure most of you are like me, you'd rather go on YouTube, stumble across some interesting, real, low budget, but very, very authentic content. So I thought, let's head into Manchester, speak to people, see why, or see if TV really is dead, or see if anyone is still watching it. So let's do that. You've just said you don't really watch terrestrial TV anymore.
Well, we don't watch a lot of TV, full stop.
Oh, really?
Because, I mean, if you watch sort of Netflix and Apple and those sort of things, some of the stuff you can watch on there, it's a clearly American market, it's really slow.
Yeah.
So I think it's sort of it's designed around having adverts in between, and sort of you can see that, so you find that a bit frustrating as well.
Yeah.
So, no, read and go on the internet and things like that.
I look at a series and I think, do I want to give up 30 hours of my life to that?
Yeah.
And I think I'd give it 4 or 5 hours, not 30 hours.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing. I think there's a few things I watch in the week, but I watch them on catch up.
You watch them on catch up,
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
rare you actually like sit down and go, oh, it's time to watch that programme.
No.
It just doesn't happen anymore, does it?
In fact, that was a topic of conversation recently, wasn't it?
Yeah, we don't have no clue.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You're talking about that?
Yeah. There used to be a time where you'd sit down, and especially when there wasn't catch up, you'd think, oh, it's Wednesday night, let's watch so and so. You don't do that anymore.
8 or 9 in the evening.
Yeah.
The news around the time when our kids were a bit younger as well, and the days were more sort of punctuated by time.
Yeah.
Whereas that's not how it is anymore there.
That's a brilliant answer. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah, nice one. So apparently a lot of people did still tune in to watch this old fella get some shiny piece of expensive metal placed upon his head. No idea what that's about. Watch the replay. Not actually interesting.
God save the...
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat.
That's bollocks. No, go on.
A lot of people also tuned in to watch this absolute car crash of an interview with Prince Andrew, and it's on YouTube, and I think it's got like 10 million views, and I often go back and watch it.
He described seeing you there getting a foot massage from a young Russian woman. Did that happen?
No.
So, traditional TV is on the decline, and unless there's some big crazy event you don't want to miss, like a World Cup final, it's across the board. Everyone is watching less. So, children are watching a lot less, middle-aged people are watching a lot less, the older generation are watching a lot less as well. And since 2015, broadcast TV figures have dropped by 26%. And then there's Netflix, and in the UK, there are 17 million households with a Netflix account. And then you've got YouTube, with over 56 million users. But worldwide, it is estimated that there are over 2.5 billion active monthly users on YouTube, the platform where each day 720,000 hours of footage are uploaded. That's about 500 hours per minute added to the YouTube library. So there is a good chance that no matter what you want to watch, you will be able to find it. Like a cat chasing a dog, just because you can watch it. So I'll just take a minute to talk about like the history of... Let's go with Netflix first. So Netflix was invented, I think it came around in 1997, but originally it was a DVD postal service. Like, do you remember Love Film? I remember Love Film in the UK, where you'd send off, you'd get a few DVDs, you'd have them for 5 days, and then you'd post them back. And that's what Netflix started out as. And then that changed to the streaming service that we all know, the subscription streaming service, in 2007. And obviously that played a massive part in the decline of people watching normal TV. Now YouTube came around in 2005, and it said one of the reasons that inspired it was, do you remember when Janet Jackson got a bit of her boob exposed by Justin Timberlake at the Super Bowl show? Now, one of the founders of YouTube couldn't work out why that video wasn't accessible to everyone very quickly. You've got to imagine that this was a world before virality. Viral videos just weren't a thing. The only place you'd see them was on You've Been Framed, the TV show that you'd all sit down and look at, and used to be able to send a video in and get 250 quid. But until YouTube came about, there was just no place to easily access videos that you know people would want to watch a lot of times on repeat. Do you still watch terrestrial TV?
No, not really.
Not really? How do you consume media now?
We've got a smart TV with apps.
Oh right, yeah, of course. So what apps would you use on there then?
Like Netflix or Disney Plus.
So would you ever sit down and like go and watch a programme on TV nowadays? It was like, as at 7 PM something was on BBC.
When I'm at home with my family.
Oh, do your family still do it?
Yeah.
But on your own you don't?
On my own I don't.
So that fella then makes a great point talking about smart TVs. No longer are you ruled by the commissioners and the programmers choosing when you have to watch a certain show. You've got access to everything you want, so you can watch anything whenever you want. Now I'm 32, I was born in 1992, and my first TV, I can still remember it in the house. It was this tiny little 12-inch black TV that, I kid you not, you had to change the channel by tuning it. There was this little red tuner. It was very outdated even then, but I just remember it. I'll try to find a picture and put it up. But yeah, you used to sit down around that little TV, you tuned it to whatever was on, and that was it. There was no internet, there was nothing where you could just pick some random idea, search it, and get given 50,000 videos about it. No, you had one thing to watch, and that was it. So do you watch TV anymore?
I watch TV, yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Like terrestrial TV?
Nah. I've got. I watch a bit of YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube. Would you watch that on like a smart TV?
On smart TV. I've also used. Have you heard of LG TV?
No.
So LG, you can like watch certain programs. You can watch like CNN, and they also have GB News.
Oh
which
right,
I don't watch.
yeah.
But yeah, they've got a couple of different.
So is that like another app?
It's like an app where you can watch channels, but they don't have any of the channels that you need to have a TV license.
Oh
with.
really?
So you can't get done for like the TV license thing.
Okay, yeah.
So it's pretty good for that.
That's interesting. Well, yeah, you would never sit down and like watch a show that's on at. Oh, the thingy's on at 6 o'clock. We need to sit down and watch it.
No, never.
Do you
never.
remember doing that when you were a kid?
I remember even a few years ago. I remember you'd record something like Strictly Come Dancing,
Yeah.
and then you'd watch it. Like you might watch it a few hours later. You might watch it, but I don't even record it now. I don't even watch any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I just watch like films, and I want to watch films, and maybe just like the one thing which I watch would be news, maybe.
All right, okay,
on
yeah.
like traditional TV,
Yeah,
with
yeah.
news. That's why I like the LG.
Yeah.
LG TV.
And you say about YouTube. What is it you like about YouTube, and what do you think is the nice thing about that kind of content?
I think it's about people. When you have like a sort of intimate setting to like interview people and like make videos, you can get like a more honest representation of people's like views. So like for instance right now, like if it was like a Channel 4 team and there's like a cameraman here and there's like a sound man and they're like, and you're live on TV, people just say the most ridiculous things, and you don't get like, do you know what I mean?
You don't get any honesty.
You don't get any honesty.
It feels forced, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's brilliant. Thank you so
that's
much.
why I like YouTube.
Damn, that was a great answer from that guy, and I'm so glad that he brought up the TV license again, because I wanted to touch on that as well in this video. So on that note, here is a very important message from a very important person that I know. My name is Gary Graham Daniels, and I am a TV license enforcement officer. I am here today to let you know that in 2025 we are cracking down, and if we discover that you are illegally consuming our content without the correct license, we will find you. We will fine you, and you could end up in jail, or worse. You wouldn't dream of eating at a restaurant or a public house, having drinks and a meal, and leaving without paying. You would never head to a petrol station and fill your vehicle up with fuel and drive off without paying. So tell me why you think it is acceptable to steal, and it is nothing short of stealing, love, from us. You see, I see absolutely no moral difference between a physical mugging on the street of a watch, a wallet, or a phone, and a family of 4 sitting down on a Saturday evening and consuming hour after hour of TV that they haven't paid for. In both instances there is a victim. Remember that. So like I said earlier, in 2025 we are cracking down on those engaging in criminal behaviour. We have mixed drone technology with heat sensors and AI. So if you don't have a license, we're gonna find you, we're gonna fine you, and you're gonna end up in jail, or worse. So I'm only gonna say this once. My name is Gary Graham Daniels, I'm a TV licence enforcement officer. And the very last thing that you want is for there to be a knock at the door and it's me standing there. The British TV licence. What a load of shite. Thank you so much for that, Gary. Very, very important message. I'm sure my audience will take on board what you said. But yeah, the TV licence, it blows my mind that in this day and age, we've still got this antiquated, threatening way of trying to get people to watch their content. I'm perfectly fine paying to watch content. I've got a Netflix subscription. I've got no problem paying that little sum of money a month to watch it. I pay for YouTube Premium so I don't have to watch ads. I've got no problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is the way the TV licence threatens people, bullies people, intimidates people. Have you received one of them letters? I got one recently. I don't watch BBC iPlayer or any of that. But yeah, it said all this stuff like, if you don't do this by this date, if you don't let us know, then we can take you to court. It's like, why are you doing this transaction in this angry, aggressive way, threatening bailiffs and all that? Instead of just offer a subscription service. If I don't pay for it, I can't watch it. It's simple. They literally force people to prove they're not watching it. You must tell us if you're not watching it so we can stop the hunt. Otherwise, people like Gary Graham Daniels, will be on the hunt. We live in a world where we have TV licence enforcement officers. And to me, that is just hilarious. And all of that really just adds to why I think people are moving away from traditional TV and looking for alternatives, like that guy that I interviewed said, and I definitely feel this way. I don't want to be threatened, I don't want to be bullied in this transaction of trying to view something. I'll just go watch content on YouTube, or I'll go watch something on a streaming platform that does it in a simple transaction. And I know YouTube can be a bit annoying with ads, and subscriptions to Netflix might be a bit high or whatever, but at least there's no threatening behaviour involved. So yeah, out of interest, do you still watch terrestrial TV?
Very rarely. If it's something like, I don't know, maybe once a year where they got like, say, Bonfire Night and you got the big, or even New Year's exactly, well, when they do all the stuff in London, I might watch it then. Yeah. But that's it, like you say, it's all the streaming stuff, so the YouTubes, Netflix, Amazon.
So that's how you consume the content now? Yeah, definitely. Are you active on YouTube? Do you watch a lot of it, would you say?
Yeah, so I love my Formula One. So I'm always keeping up with that, and then same with the football as well. I watch my football through, not like Joe streaming, but I mean like watching highlights, things like that, catching up with it. So I just don't really like the idea of just watching TV. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather pick something that I want to watch, and it's a bit more like personal. Like say if it's like a impulse thing, like if United, massive United fan, so like if United have played and won a sick game, like we beat, who was it the other day? Some great team, but everything was going on in Manchester, so I was like, can't wait to go back and see how we do. It's like, instead of waiting till 10 o'clock at night for match of the day on a Saturday or Sunday, so I can just do it there and then the day after.
You've got instant access to it. I've had YouTube channels since about 20 years. I've been making YouTube videos now. All incredibly unsuccessful, never had many subscribers or views at all until this channel, but yeah, it took 20 years of slogging it out. But yeah, it's just this incredible place for creatives to put out whatever they want, and it was amazing. But it was a good few years until I realised how seriously YouTube could be taken as like real good content. I'd always watched it put stuff out on there, but it was when I saw a Bald and Bankrupt video years ago, one of his early ones. The guy who inspired so many people to pick up a camera and start vlogging for adults, not the Mr. Beast children-esque YouTube content, but genuinely serious content. And it was one of his early videos in some Soviet place, and I remember sitting down for 40 minutes and watching this incredible documentary of just one guy walking around with a camera looking at stuff. It was interesting, it was factual, it was so authentic, it was real, and it was done by a guy on his own, without a budget, on a camera that probably cost him about, I don't know, 400 quid, nothing else. And at that point I went, TV cannot compete with this. So at that time as well, I was trying to get a job working in TV. Now, I trained to be an actor, had a very short career as an actor. You definitely won't have seen me in anything. And then I really wanted to work in TV. And I remember I got a job as a runner on a TV show. So when you're working on a TV show, there are so many people there. The very bottom is a runner, someone who does whatever needs to be done. So I turned up on set one day for this shoot as a runner. And I kid you not, there's probably 50 people working on this TV show, and someone spills something all across the floor. A bottle of Coke goes everywhere, and I'm on the floor cleaning it up with this big bit of toilet paper, and the actor walks onto set. I'm like, oh, there's the actor. It was only someone I'd gone to drama school with, wasn't it? Literally trained to be an actor with this person. And I'm on the floor mopping up Coke, and they're walking in about to perform their great big scene. The point being, though, in the end, I remember watching that scene when it was on TV. I tuned into the show, I wanted to see what it was like. The scene was about a 1.5-minute clip, and it was absolutely shite. And I just remember thinking, how is this industry sustaining itself? How can you have that many people working on something that is actually terrible, where you've got, on the other hand, now this content that is not got a budget at all, just one person doing something incredible, and it's far better? It just doesn't make sense. And with YouTube, you can build up this whole network of all these different things that you subscribe to. So you make the channel. Today I'm going to watch some Honest Places, and then maybe I'll go watch some Peter Santanello, another fantastic vlogger. I'm in charge. I get to choose what all the channels are. No one's telling me, oh, these are the programs that you can watch. Maybe you'll enjoy some of them, maybe you won't. No, I get to choose what I'm watching. Today it's a bit of Grimsby Fishing Heritage Centre, and then maybe it's a little bit of Drystone TV, a fantastic channel all about Drystone walls. I'm the programmer. I get to choose what I watch.
I do sometimes.
You do sometimes? What would you watch? What is it that pulls you back to terrestrial TV?
Don't judge me, but it is Love Island.
All right, okay.
I do watch Love Island still.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the main thing that I watch on TV.
Right, okay, yeah. And you, is that something that you will sit down and be like, I want to watch it when it comes out? Every week, is it it's weekly? Isn't it?
It's weekly. Yeah.
So you want to be like, oh, I want it to catch up.
No, it's not weekly. It's daily now.
Oh, is it daily?
It's daily now. Yeah.
God.
So every what is it, like 8 p.m. I think it comes on or something like that.
Big one for myself is adverts. I even pay on like Amazon Extra to not get adverts because I just can't do it. Yeah, same with YouTube.
Like premiums like 12 quid, but then you don't get the ads.
When you pay for YouTube Premium, and you can lock your phone, and it will
That's
still
a
play.
great one, yeah.
Because I listen to podcasts and stuff like that on YouTube. So you can lock your phone on YouTube Premium and it still play. And then normal, you lock your phone and it stops. Yeah.
I've got that and I've never tried
it's
that.
It's such a great feature.
There you go. So you watch a lot of YouTube as well then?
Loads of YouTube.
Yeah. What kind of channels do you subscribe to? A big variation?
Well, I mean, loads of podcasts, especially with what we do as well. Loads of podcasts to do with like sales and stuff like that. But I'm also like, I quite like my gaming, so I kind of like watch a lot of gaming stuff as well.
Okay, yeah.
And I used to do YouTube myself. So.
Oh, did you? No way, yeah. When was this?
Yeah, lockdown, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lockdown. I used to stream and I used to do YouTube and stuff like that as well. So,
nice. Why did you stop?
I got a job.
Oh, really?
And all my time it just went away. Yeah,
is the channel still there? I can give it a plug if you want.
No.
So when I was a kid and Mum needed to keep me entertained for a bit, she would put me in front of the TV and hope there was some program on that I liked and would keep me captivated for enough time. Now, I've recently become an uncle and I've been introduced to the whole new world of content for children, especially through YouTube. And if you're a parent or you've got a new kid in the family, I'm sure you're aware of who Miss Rachel is. She's a YouTuber. She creates this content that parents can just put on whenever. There's no scheduling it. And if you want to see someone addicted to YouTube, it's kids watching this. She is captivating for them. They love it. And also, check out how many views this video has got. Over 1 billion views. I mean, this is content for children. It's perfect. You can put it on whenever you want. Another one, The Wiggles, they're exactly the same. My brother rang me recently, went, I've got tickets. I went, to Oasis. And he went, nah, we're going to see The Wiggles in York. It's low budget, it's easy to make. How can traditional TV shows for children compete? Look at that, 389 million views. Also, Miss Rachel, look at this. So it's estimated that she earns between about $80,000 to $1.3 million per month, or about 15 million annually. God, I am in the wrong niche. I think what's massively appealing about YouTube as well is the community feel to it, and that's on both sides, whether you're watching content and engaging in that community. I do that with loads of channels that I really like, or if you're someone that makes content like I also do, and there's a community around that, and I see the same people popping up who watch my videos, commenting on stuff, getting involved, and that's so nice. And you just do not have that with mainstream TV. Even with streaming services, there is a detachment from it. And that detachment is dressed up in the kind of glamour and prestige that comes with these big shows. But that's kind of being stripped away more and more now, and especially with YouTube, where I feel like the most of the stuff that I really like, it's just like someone doing it, you're doing it. It's just someone that picked up a camera and made some interesting content and people liked it. And I've just thought of this, so I'll mention it. I think it's very, very similar to the podcasting world. Now, I started listening to podcasts in about 2012, first year of uni. Started listening to my first one was Stuff You Should Know, really brilliant podcast. But I immediately found that far more entertaining, interesting, a much better format than traditional radio. And again, it's still in this similar way where traditional radio is trying to hold its own in this industry and not admitting that more people are actually interested in podcasts. And then came the smartphone, and especially the iPhone in 2007. And I mean, this just changed everything. Suddenly you could watch whatever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. You have this personal computer that can do everything. Podcasts, photographs, videos. And let's face it, even if you are one of these people that still enjoys sitting down and watching terrestrial TV, I bet you are looking at your phone at the same time. So I'd say that the long form content that you get on YouTube is addictive in all the right ways. I love it, I fill my life with it, but I never feel like it's affecting me in the wrong way. Now, there is TikTok. Now, if you are on TikTok, you might have heard of it, but that is one addictive platform. You can go on there and you just end up in the absolute doom scrolling world of just, it can give you in 1 minute 10 different giant emotions that you feel, from sadness to happiness to whatever. And you can be on there and consciously be saying to yourself, I need to stop looking at this, and still just continue scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And I actively don't use TikTok anymore. I actually have a Wandering Turnip page on there, but I just don't really like the platform. But interestingly enough, as TikTok's popularity went higher and higher and higher, YouTube Shorts came around, which is pretty much the exact same thing. Instagram Reels came around. So all those platforms just jumped on this incredibly addictive way of consuming content. And I like to think that the content I make you have to engage with it. It's like 20 minutes long normally. You sit down and I try and keep that narrative throughout it, so it's not just some endless brain scrolling where you kind of come out and go, I can't remember a single thing I've watched. I just remember I was looking at my phone for hours. Yeah. So interestingly enough, Azar Raskin, who is the guy who invented the infinite scroll, he came up with a tech that lets you doom scroll. Now, he regrets it. He says that infinite scrolling wastes over 200,000 human lifetimes daily. And he's gone on to say, I'm sorry for making you sad.
Well, then, like you said with the series as well, it's strange, like when they all come out at once, you can rinse through them very quick, and then you're like, I've got to wait maybe a year plus for the next lot of series. But then when it's every week, you've got something to talk about, like, oh my god, countdown for this new episode that's coming out. And because it's like The Boys, wasn't it? It's like watching The Boys on Amazon.
That's Amazon again, so it's all online streaming and stuff like that.
That's it, so.
Oh, come on then, come join for the final shot. Come on. So, YouTube, it got us all, and I love it. I think it's amazing. I think it's an incredible creative place. It pays pretty fairly in terms of ads. They take about 50%. They pay their creative 50%. Compared to Spotify, I've got a lot of musician friends who would have to get an insane amount of numbers. YouTube genuinely makes it possible for you to focus on making content, which is really, really good. I think what you lose, like the guy said at the end then, when say if you've got a series that's released all at once and you can just binge it in one go, or just the accessibility to be able to watch whatever you want, whenever you want, you lose that kind of nostalgic feeling that came with knowing that everyone was sat around back before the internet and all that, watching the exact same thing. And then in the office the next day, everyone would be talking about that one show. Oh, did you watch this? Oh my God, yeah, da-da-da-da. But, the world's just changed, hasn't it? Not everyone works in offices anymore. Remote working. People don't communicate like they used to. And let's face it, you can get Argos same-day delivery. I'm not going to wait around all day till 9 p.m. so I can watch a TV show. And I still think that I do have that experience with a lot of my mates where I'll meet up with them and they'll go, oh, did you watch da-da-da's latest YouTube video? And I go, I actually did, yeah. And then you have that conversation. It's just in a different way, because what the internet gave us through YouTube, through streaming platforms, through TikTok, whatever, through Instagram, it took away the scarcity that came with the old-fashioned terrestrial TV, where it was like, this is what you can watch, this is when you have to watch it, well, there's slight variations on it, but it's all like the same 4 or 5 people that do it all, and that was it. Now, we've got unlimited choice now, we've got unlimited options, we can have interests that are so strange and odd, and know that there will just be a whole community around it, and you can jump into that, and that's absolutely amazing. And I think the honesty thing is key to it. And funnily enough, today I literally got recommended this video, came up and I can't remember what the title was, but I thought I'm going to click on that. And it was just this fella talking, he was a YouTuber, and he was talking about how about 20 years ago he'd served some time in prison and then come out, total case of rehabilitation working, got himself sorted out, years later started a YouTube channel, and then someone was trying to cancel him by saying like, this YouTuber was in prison once, don't watch his content. And he was like, I did my time, I came back out, I sorted myself out, but it was the way the video was formatted. It was just some guy sat on a sofa, just pretty much like I am now, just talking to a camera for about 10, 12 minutes or whatever.
I just needed to say this, that's all. I need to make a point to the person who's doing this, but you're not going to win, end of the day. We're going to be strong.
And it was just so honest, it was so raw. It felt like you were sat in the pub with this guy who was telling you a story, and you were just like, yeah. And that's what mainstream TV just cannot do. They cannot replicate that, because when they try and do that, they had all the sound effects and they had all the lighting, and they got the 3 directors saying, oh, we have the shot like this, and oh my god, if we get you walking down a street and the narration, it doesn't work. Then you just got YouTube, where it's just simple. Just a dude telling a story, and it was really, really interesting. That's about all I've got to say, to be honest. Thanks for watching.